Hi. So I would like to share experience I had today. I had an honor to go and to take part of Freedom Convoy Halifax 2022. Not some event based on global news that, oh, today we have an event involving multiple vehicles that's supposed to take part in downtown. No, it was Freedom Convoy in support of truckers that currently are in Ottawa and fighting for our freedom. Now, it was very peaceful. We just were driving with flags, with Canadian flags, proud, and we were waving towards all the police that were standing there and supervising our uh, convoy. They did great job. No violence, nothing happened. We just were driving through the downtown, went out of downtown, went on Robbie, went to different parts of the city. No violence whatsoever. Everyone was cheerful. A lot of kids, a lot of happiness, a lot of proudness. This is what happened today. And when I came home, I saw the media news again, like global news and so on, that were basically shitting about this event. They just didn't have the balls to call this event as it is, Halifax Freedom Convoy. They avoided any mention of the word freedom. They didn't say it so-called. They didn't even call us so-called freedom convoy. Nothing. They just avoided at all to mention the word freedom. Not new. Nothing new here. We all know CBC getting more than $1 billion a year. $1 billion a year in order to be even existing. Other media outlets like globals, like CTV, well, they are just afraid to say anything that will undermine government narrative. Why? Because when they will find themselves like Rebel News, for example, that Trudeau didn't want them at any press conference, didn't want to speak with them, didn't want to answer their real tough questions, even that they fought him in federal court during the election and they won, that he has no power to not to let them to be present in a press conference of elections because, well, they are reporters, credited reporters, and the only problem that he has with them that they are reporting what they see and they are reporting the truth. So basically, the only reason for media to be even existing is to deliver news to everyone, the real news, what is going on in the world, what is going on in Canada, to deliver the truth. But nobody in our government, nobody wants it. No one wants people to actually question them and to question their dictatorship that they have here. So they prefer to keep all the people close to the plate, give them some money, answer their questions that are pre-approved before, and you could see it. For example, when Trudeau is asked questions that he's not prepared for, he doesn't know how to answer it. He doesn't know to say anything. He doesn't know how to express himself. More than he doesn't, like, if he's asked questions even during the debates in Parliament, and they're asking him questions that he is not willing to answer because he will have to say the truth, or he doesn't know how to answer. He just saying that conservatives are really bad people, blaming everything on conservative governments in the past, and so on and so on. He never answers. Well, today he's not even saying anything. Yes, today he's very busy in hiding and dealing with other stuff, but he won't say anything about the actual problems that Canada have. He won't say, not him, not mainstream media, they won't tell Canadians how proud they should be that with them starting this freedom convoy, it went so big, even without mainstream media in the world involved, it went so big that other countries started to take part of it. Like you have Dutch convoy, but they literally they said, like, we are doing convoy in order to support Canadians. in order to support our Canadians, brothers and sisters, the truckers. You have Sweden convoy, Finland convoy, you have Australian convoy, New Zealand, US now gathering, Israel supposed to do convoy in a week. Like, Canadians started movement that is going around the world. And instead of being proud as Canadians that are on guard for freedom and doing something that all world see, and all world, well, the world doesn't have any more respect for our Prime Minister, obviously, and from obvious reasons, but at least they have respect for Canadian people that are fighting for our freedom. Nobody speaks about it. Nobody says anything about it. When I came home and when I'm watching on Facebook the comments, people just don't know. Like, I don't believe that people are mean. People that just literally, they don't know what is going on. They're speaking about 10% of Canadians that are unvaccinated, and this is who they think are taking part in these protests. Hello, I'm fully vaccinated. I know a lot of people that are fully vaccinated that took part in these convoys. So it's not 10% already. 10% it's obvious, it's automatically because we are unvaccinated. But what about all these people that took part in this protest that are vaccinated? So it's much more than 10%. Well, let's think about it for a second. So Trudeau won elections, barely, but he lost popular vote in 2019, 2015 and 2021, he lost popular vote. So you had 32%, I believe it was last time, that voted for Trudeau. 32% of Canadians voted for him. Popular vote. 32 point something or 33 point something. It doesn't really matter. So it's something like a third of Canadians. And now you have protests. You have tens of thousands of people that actually made the protest, and much more of just sitting at home and saying yes, they are right, without option and without willing to go actually out in this cold and to do something that they already gave up. They don't believe that we will have democracy here. They don't believe that we have democracy. They just don't think that it will actually do something. But I can assure you that at least 40% of all Canadians think that enough is enough. We are not against vaccines, if you call it vaccine. We are not against restriction. We're just against dictatorship. It's mostly becoming the point of dictatorship. You have Trudeau that just does whatever he wants. Like he speaks every day and he encourages you, go get vaccinated. Think about your neighbors. Think about, don't be selfish. Think about saving other people. Come on, guys. He has 3 shots. He got COVID from his kids that I don't know for sure. I hope, because he's encouraging us to vaccinate our kids. So it should mean that his kids are vaccinated. So his kids got it, and then he got it from them. So he just proved to all world that is watching that these so-called vaccines not helping to spread COVID. It's not helping because he just got the COVID and his kids got COVID. And like, come on, it's just preventive care. It's not vaccine anymore. It's preventive care in order to help your immune system to deal with COVID if you are getting it. That's it. And it's also not all cases because people are dying with shots, dying from COVID. So, come on, guys. Seriously, wake up. All these people that are sitting at home and thinking that only 10% are unvaccinated and only these 10% actually support freedom convoys, wake up. We are fully vaccinated and we also support freedom convoy because it's for our kids, for our freedom, and if we will let it go now, you have no idea how it may end. And maybe in 10 years from now, this country will be new China, Canadian China. No freedom whatsoever, no freedom of press, no freedom of expression, no freedom of choice. Not medical and not non-medical. Just no choice whatsoever. So, seriously, enough is enough. Get your head out of bucket. Don't blindly listen to mainstream media. Don't blindly listen to Trudeau, because he's a liar. He always lies. Always. He was charged with ethical violations few times already, and it seems nobody cares about it. Nobody even speaking about it. And he just did this federal state holiday reconciliation in order for us to think about what happened to indigenous people, which is really bad. It doesn't matter what government it was, it's just really bad, like human wise, like what happened to them. All these barrels that we find now with kids buried there, like it's unbelievable. It's crazy. And we are not speaking about this freedom protests that we are blaming as Nazis and racists. Like, government did it. Government covered for it. Any government. See, so he did this reconciliation day, and for God's sake, he went on vacation. He spoke how important it is to think about what happened so it won't happen again, to reconcile. And when he got invitations from First Nations and like to come and chat with them, and what did he do? He went on vacation with his family. He took it just as another federal state holiday that you are paying for it. I'm paying for it. All the taxpayers are paying for it. For him to go on vacation on this important day. He's a liar. He's a coward. He didn't do anything for this country. He's speaking about us not believing in science. He's a drama teacher. He has nothing to do with science. He doesn't understand science. He doesn't understand math. He doesn't understand anything. He's just a puppet that says, like, if he says something out of without the paper to support him, he doesn't really know. You all remember how he spoke about water in boxes, and God, it was like just embarrassment. You were looking on prime minister of country, big country, proud country, and he didn't know how to say 2 words without paper to read from. Wake up. Stop listening to CBC that getting $1 billion every year. Stop listening to CTV and Global that are afraid that they won't get any options to interview elected officials, because if they will ask the real tough questions, they will just stop calling them for press conference. And this is what it's about. Like, wake up. Stop listening to them and just look around what is going on. Look around who are the people that were in convoy today. Like, we were driving without offending anyone, without doing anything bad. Just peacefully driving. This is why no arrests were made, no violence, nothing, because we didn't do anything bad. No Confederate flags were there, no Nazi flags, nothing. All these Confederate Nazi flags, it's all paid by Trudeau, because they wanted to provoke violence. This is what they waited for in order to justify themselves and to remove by force all these truckers. And they didn't get it. So, like, they probably should try harder, but Trudeau doesn't know what does it mean to work harder and to try harder. He never did. He tried a lot of things. The last thing he tried is to actually work harder. Well, good luck to us all, and hopefully we will wake up one day without Trudeau at helm.